What's up, Yeti Club? Today I'm going to be finding out if I am a Disney Pro, according to Disney Food Blog's video they put out recently titled "You Aren't a Disney World Pro If You Haven't Done This." Now, of course, I'm not taking this super serious. It's all just for fun. Disney Food Blog makes great videos, and if you somehow are watching this video and haven't already subscribed to Disney Food Blog, go fix that right now. But anyway, let's get this started and find out if I am a Disney World Pro. The very first requirement to being a Disney Pro is having missed a reservation. And I can already tell this list is sort of going to be more of a helpful guide to help turn you into a pro instead of a straight up checklist. But we can still find out if I make the cut. Now I can sort of check this box off because I have technically missed a reservation, but I've never flat out missed them. I always call in and either cancel or change it to the time I can make it. So although I haven't straight up missed one, I am still going to check this box one for one. Requirement number 2, having got locked out of your room at a Disney resort. I definitely can check this one off the list maybe once or twice, but I have found that Disney's pretty reliable about making sure you don't get locked out of your room. I typically don't have too much trouble with magic bands, and now that you can open your door with your phone, getting locked out might just be a thing of the past. Either way, so far, 2 for 2. Requirement number 3, waiting a full hour for a bus. This one is almost unavoidable if you rely on Disney's transportation. I've done this multiple times, including a very recent trip in which I waited for a bus for Disney Springs at the Contemporary Resort for a full hour. 3 for 3. Requirement number 4, skipping the fireworks. Now, not necessarily every time, but just having been to a park and skipped the fireworks. I've checked this box time and time again. Especially when I lived in Florida and was a cast member, it was always a great time to come to the parks at night while everyone else was watching the fireworks shows. The perfect time to jump on those super popular rides like Space Mountain or Splash Mountain. And I think this definitely qualifies as a pro move because you're really only doing this if you've been to Disney multiple times, because you wouldn't want to miss the fireworks show if you've never seen it before. So definitely a smart move, a pro move, and I am 4 for 4. Requirement number 5, having waited in a really long line for merch. I'm absolutely guilty of this one. 2 particular instances come to mind. One was getting to Magic Kingdom super early, waiting in a multiple hour-long line for the Haunted Mansion, Hitchhiking Ghosts, and Doom Buggy Funko Pop. The other was getting to Polynesian and waiting in an hour-plus line for the limited edition Hatbox Ghost Tiki mug a couple years back. I regret neither one. I would do it all again, and these are some of my favorite merch items. And now I'm 5 for 5. Requirement number 6, gone to a park and not ridden a thing. Once again, I could check this one off time and time again. And once again, back to when I lived in Florida and was a cast member. There were tons of times when I went to the parks, particularly Epcot, just to grab a bite to eat and hang out in the world-class atmosphere. In fact, I think when I was a cast member, Epcot was my most visited park, purely for this reason. And now I am 6 for 6, well on my way to becoming a Disney Pro. Requirement number 7, having been mistaken for a cast member. Now this one I think I might be disqualified for because I was a cast member, but I don't think I've actually ever been mistaken for a cast member while visiting as a normal guest. This one does seem kind of unlikely because cast members are always in their costumes, and although I think I get disqualified because I was a cast member, I'll be fair, this is my first missed checkbox. 6 for 7, still not bad. The next requirement, posing for the ride camera. Definitely a pro move because it means you've been on the ride multiple times and at the very least know when the picture is coming, and some pros even know exactly where the camera's at so they can stare straight into it. Whether it was Dinosaur, Tower of Terror, or Space Mountain, I've definitely been guilty of this. 7 for 8. The next requirement for being a Disney Pro is waiting even longer in line than you have to. Now this may sound weird, but Disney Food Blog's explanation is waiting for a specific seat on the ride, which means you might have to wait a little bit longer until that seat is available. For the most part, I don't bother with this, although there is one specific exception that is going to get me this check mark. I am willing to wait that extra minute to be the back seat on Splash Mountain if I don't feel like getting soaked. I've done it multiple times, I'll do it again, and now I am 8 for 9. The next requirement to be a Disney Pro is having worn a costume into the parks. Now to achieve this checkmark, it means you were either there as a child or you've been to a Halloween event, which I have been. I went dressed as Poe Dameron, my wife was BB-8, and this means check that box, I am 9 for 10. The next requirement is finding a drawer full of paper fast passes at home. I am very much guilty of this one. I used to save all our extra Fast Passes, even before we realized they would be collectibles. When Fast Pass moved to digital, they just seemed like such fun, simple collectibles, almost like pins in their own right. I do still find some now and then when I'm going through my old stuff, and I will definitely be hanging on to those. So check that box, I am 10 for 11. The next requirement, having gotten up super early just for a ride. For the longest time, I would not bother with getting up early. I'm not a morning person at all, but that changed with the advent of the virtual queue. And although I was actually part of the opening team for Rise of the Resistance, so I got to ride it before it was open, I still had to get up super early to get that virtual pass whenever I had friends and family visiting who wanted to ride it themselves. And of course, for the first long while, you had to be inside the park to get that pass. So there I was before park opened, way before anyone should even be awake. Before this system, I really was not a rope drop guy, but nevertheless, you can check that box. I am 11 for 12. And that was the end of the list, so I only missed one single checkbox, and that one I'm kind of disqualified for anyway because I was a cast member, so getting mistaken for a cast member wasn't really a fair comparison. So I consider myself a Disney Pro. Make sure you watch Disney Food Blog's video to find out if you are a Disney Pro as well. And let me know in the comments below if there's anything else you think you need to do to qualify as a Disney Pro. Make sure to like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.